You're listening to WeP3 Radio on the Foxhole Radio Network. Currently, Johnny Cole Murdoch, Girl, Let's Go Dancing.
Truck it off.
Tom Cruise, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We are We the People, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it off.
Hello and good evening. This is Andrea Eichmann with the People's Patriot Project, and I am here to welcome you to the show tonight. We're bringing you our weekly show called We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Every week we bring you a guest, and many times we bring a new musician. We like to share all the good and sometimes the not so good things that are happening in our world. This week we've got, and I think I have everyone, we have Brock, David, and Jory. with Southern Louisiana Veteran Outreach. And we also have Josh Garrett, and he will be sharing his music tonight. We are looking forward to this show. Hey, a reminder, please share your questions, comments, concerns. We will address as much as we possibly can. Also, if you're showing up as Facebook user and you would like to have your name show so that we know who we're talking to, there's a link coming up right now, streamyard.com/Facebook, and that will allow you to share your name through the show so we can see it right away. Thanks for being here tonight. We would like to just mention Bourbon Battle Buddies. Thanks for being here. I've seen a lot of names and some Facebook usernames, so I'm not going to try to get all of you, but we appreciate you each and every moment, each and every day that we see you. And Jeremy Daniels, always here. Kimmer McGee, always here. Love it. Love it. We do know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. We are going to bring you a really great show tonight, but before we get started, we would like you to stand if you can, put your hand over your heart, take off your hat, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh man, Jory, Brock, I think I got you all. David, whew. I was thinking if another one was added, I would have missed you.
Andrea pre-read the notes.
What?
I left some nuggets in there when I typed it up about the wonderfully amazing, beautiful, great state of Louisiana.
Oh, what? Did I miss that on the notes? What the heck?
Please. Whatever.
There was a lot of names. I just wanted to make sure I got everybody.
I feel, hey, welcome to the show. December 10th, amazing show opportunity. It's so awesome to have all you here. I do want to start off with a serious note. I think it's important that we all reach out to our Navy brothers and sisters. They might be going through a little bit of a moment right now. I'm sorry. Go Army. You didn't do it. Sorry.
Definitely go Army.
2 years in a row. Boom. 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 Here we go. All day long.
And half the panel just drops out.
Yeah, right. We just lost some people. What happened?
I think David ran away. He got mad.
Is he a Navy guy?
Yeah, he's a Marine.
Yeah, he's a Navy guy. Yeah, that happens. Yeah,
men's department.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Shoot. So sorry. Well, maybe he'll go. He'll go eat his cran and maybe he'll feel better and come back and check us out and see what's going on. Thank you, everyone, for being here. What an amazing week. And I think maybe we should start off with what's your positive. Brock, what's your positive, brother?
My positive?
Yeah, give me your positive.
I'm here. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I think that's
all right.
I think that's,
that works. Jory, what's your positive?
Life's good for me. I actually live in Colorado, so when I'm not working, I'm snowboarding a lot and just enjoying life.
Did you get mad at us with our Navy stuff that we were talking? Is that why you left?
David?
No.
Maybe you missed it.
I missed it.
It's David. Was it David the one? I'm sorry. I might have missed
not
it.
me. I don't know. I was still here. It was David that left. I'm Jory.
David, yeah. David, were you mad at us for a second?
Oh no, I'm in the Marines.
We were well, right? Yeah, they're one and the same. Navy, Marines, they're the
No,
same.
we're the men's department.
Come on.
The baby gap department.
Brock wants to be us so bad.
You should have seen him for the Marine Corps birthday. He's like, man, I want to come have fun with you guys.
That's a lie. I asked each one of those guys to eat a crayon, send me a picture, live, eating a crayon. None of them did it. So that whole stereotype of we eat crayons, I don't believe it.
Because we
Well,
eat fast.
I've seen it. I mean, so me and Jonathan had the awesome opportunity to be at Vet Fest down in Houston just a couple of weeks ago. It might have been more than a couple of weeks now, but with Scotty Frazier, and they actually had a box of crayons for auction, and they were like gobbling that stuff up. I couldn't believe it. It was like, what is going on here?
It was for Veterans Day.
Bro, they make them non-toxic for a reason, guys. Come on.
Right. Eichmann, what's your positive?
Oh my gosh. I have so many. I came to an agreement with Mother Nature, and I've decided that cold won't get me down, but I don't necessarily need to stick around forever. So we'll see how that works out.
Well, we'd like you to stick around at least a little longer. Come on, Eichmann.
You can always get me by video. You kissed. It might be sunnier, warmer.
Mr.
We'll see.
Garrett, what's your positive, brother?
Mine?
Yep.
I'm gonna say the holidays coming up, and I got an 8-year-old little girl, so it's still magical for the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jonathan.
This, man. I've been waiting a long time for this show tonight, and
Coming on.
So I'm excited. This is positive.
You pretty much did curate this one from the bottom all the way to the top and put all the players in place. So good job. My positive, I'm going to say my offspring are my positive. They're doing a pretty good job in life, and I appreciate what they do and the things that they do. And so they've got good hearts. They've done what I'll keep going. They're just good kids. And when I say that, they're 23 and 22 years old, so they have the potential to get under my skin regularly, but they've been doing pretty good lately. Again, welcome to the show. We've got an amazing panel. Now, there's more, and we have one that's dropping in and dropping out, and that's all right. We can get around that. We got an amazing panel of people, and we've got a lot of people chiming in. And Andrea didn't, a lot of them are coming up as Facebook users. So again, use that link that we sent out there to make sure that we know that you're here. We do want to recognize those people that are chiming in and sharing their stuff. Derek Iozio, Catch 22 out of El Paso. Good to see you, brother. A lot of South Louisiana veteran supporters coming on, speaking up. Oscar Mike Radio, that's Travis Partington. Thanks for being here, brother. The list goes on. Dex Martin, that must be one of the SLVO people. Contagion Effect, Eric Mello. Amazing. Thank you for being here, brother. Support, love it. Jeremy Daniels. And then Eric throws me the curveball with being on his account. So curveball, we get it. Jonathan, tell us what's going on in the world.
So the month of December is known as the month of giving. The mission revolves around people making a difference in society. December is a month that is recognized for its such as Hanukkah and Christmas. In Christian tradition, it is the time that marks the birth of Jesus Christ and revolves around the concept of giving and spreading joy. The concept of giving gifts was formed around the 15th century as Christmas was seen as a holiday that focused on friends and family. Over the years, the month of Christmas has become a universal time for giving and also serves as a reminder of the history of Christmas. Today, December 10th, is Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day is celebrated on the anniversary of the day in 1948, when the UN General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Declaration of Human Rights is one of the most translated documents in the world, as it is available in over 500 different languages. It inspires people and countries to treat every person with the right to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. Each year, a different theme is selected for Human Rights Day, and this year the theme is Freedom, Equality, and Justice for All. Coming up December 13th is the birthday of the oldest military organization in the country, the National Guard. The members of the National Guard served during times of war and emergencies and have protected our country for centuries. During the Revolutionary War, Guardsmen were known as Minutemen because of how quickly they would respond. They are the second largest military force in our country, behind only the United States Army. The National Guard has fought in every single major U.S. war since 1936. December 16th is National Wreaths Across America Day. National Wreaths Across America Day has a simple mission, and it is remember fallen U.S. veterans, honor those who serve, and teach your children the value of freedom. This is an annual event that takes place every third Saturday in December at Arlington National Cemetery, as well as other cemeteries in the U.S., at sea, and abroad. Wreaths are laid as family and friends remember both those who made the ultimate sacrifice and those who currently serve in the armed forces. You can observe National Wreaths Across America Day by volunteering to help lay wreaths at a local cemetery or memorial wall, or by donating or sponsoring a wreath to any living or deceased family members that were in the military. If you are interested in finding a way where, sorry, I'm trying to multitask. If you're interested in finding out where you can volunteer locally, then here is the website for Wreaths Across America, coming through now. Also, this is a good time, Andrea, for you to jump in and talk a little bit about Wreaths Across America.
I would love to tell you about, and thank you for hitting the speaking points to remember, honor, and teach. That is their motto, their way of life with Wreaths Across America. And so we, People's Patriot Project, just took over Fort Snelling here in Minnesota. It's not the only military, but it is the biggest in Minnesota. And we have just short of 15,000 wreaths. 2 weeks ago, had set my new goal at 10,000, and then we got to do a little stint on the news, and I just have heard from so many people that caught it, and we actually more than doubled what we had donated and sponsored at that point in time. We've got several volunteers helping out. Anyone who's listening, check out the website for the directions. You'll meet by the flagpole right inside Gate 3. I could see it from 494 today. A lot of people ask those questions. Parking will be slim. You park where you can. Where you can't will be marked. And that's pretty much the rows, the roads, the drives. You can park on those as long as they aren't marked. The ceremony will be brief. It's about 30 minutes. And at the end of that 30 minutes, we will explain how to lay your wreath and honor, remember, and then teach the young ones also. I hear there's a ton of young ones that come along. And so you guys can all, participate. And in the future as well, you can order grave-specific wreaths. You can also order through our name, the People's Patriot Project, for a fundraiser. They do kick back $5 per wreath to your nonprofit of choice. So you can check that out on the webpage as well. Thank you, and see you next Saturday.
Boom. I was waiting to see if maybe David's mic is. David's going to be our problem child tonight. I can tell right now.
I am.
I mean, leave it up to the Marine dude to mess it up, bro.
Dude,
Hey, we all have that one weak link in the Corps or the Army. Unfortunately, it's David for us.
Hey, David, we are so glad you're here tonight. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate. Oh, he's gone. I don't know where he went.
Oh no!
Brock, text him, tell him not to jump back on.
Way to go, guys! Way to go.
Hurt his feelings, I guess. What the heck?
Sensitive.
I love, and I first of all, and she's not going to accept this very well, but I wanted to say how amazingly awesome Andrea has been in putting together and being the literally not even the glue, but the bricks, the whole mortar, everything of making sure that Reads Across America has been working here in the state of Minnesota. She is taking that on. She's not, I know who this person is. So she's like, shut up, Mark, move on. But I want to thank her. I do want to put this, and I don't know if we'll get very many Minnesota people hearing this, but I am going to say it. Stop being so rude. I'm just going to say it. This isn't the People's Patriot Project. It's not our mission. It's not our event. And it's Reads Across America. And there's a reason and a purpose why we're doing it. It's to remember, to honor, and to teach our entire country and our world what these men and women have done for us. And I don't care if your feelings get hurt that day, that you didn't get the wreaths you wanted when you wanted them, how you wanted them, and that. Stop. And I'm just going to say, stop me. I get to be that guy that on Saturday, come see me when you got the problem. I'll be glad. We're there for a reason, and that's to remember and honor these men and women. So,
Jeremy, thanks, and Kimmer, thanks you too. Hey, so for every 3 people that are a little bit short and snippy, or there are 1,000 that are amazing. And so to the 1,000 to 3 ratio, I appreciate all of you. There have been so many amazing people, and I want to throw out there are the trucking companies, and we will have recognition for them, but you guys are amazing. Not only do they use their own time, so the truck space, gas, the truckers, the truck drivers give their time, and then they also bring volunteers with them to help put the reeds out and unload the trucks. And we have a lot more things coming out, but those guys are coming Friday and Saturday. So thanks for what you do.
The men and women who have given, and the organizations that have given, and the people that have given have been absolutely amazing. And I can't say enough. Keep up the good work. I have a whole nother slew of conversation I want to talk about at another time, but we'll save it, because you know what? I really want to hear more about South Louisiana Veteran Outreach, and they've been patient here, and we've got the amazing music of Josh Garrett. Welcome to the panel, gentlemen. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
Definitely. Good to be here.
I gotta look at my notes real quick. Sorry. We didn't offend our friend, did we? Did he leave because he's offended at us?
No, I think he's just mentally challenged, maybe. No, he's probably having technical issues. He catches enough flack from us, so you're not going to hurt his feelings.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Usually I'm the one that gets all the grief, and so that's I can handle it. I'm broad-shouldered, and but we just had enough of him. He can't be here if he's going to act like that. Totally joking. Rory and Brock, tell us about your organization and what you're getting done.
Go ahead, Brock.
So we started this organization back in 2018. And we started it because we had a local guy here in Houma who committed suicide. And it was a popular guy. This guy was in the Army for 12 years. He was a Special Forces Green Beret. I mean, top of the line, top tier, had all the training and all that. And he was popular here in Houma. He had all the friends that you would ever wanted or needed. but I guess he didn't have that person to talk to about what he was going through. So, without going into details on his situation, he ended up committing suicide. And, right when that happened, Jory and I, Dex and David, we pretty much all got together and we started South Louisiana Veteran Outreach, which initially was going to be some type of networking platform that we can get veterans together within the area to communicate, talk, and, get whatever we're going through off our chest, to try to communicate to somebody who actually understood what we were going through, with anything, whatever it is. And that quickly turned into us noticing that people needed financial help. Besides, yeah, man, we can talk all day long, but I still need my rent paid, or I still need my truck payment paid, or utilities, food, groceries, So at that time, we, here in South Louisiana, we eat, we cook, and that's how we get together. So we started a gumbo cook-off. And our first event, we ended up raising close to $40,000. And that pretty much started the financial help that we provide to veterans here in our area. And that slowly progressed into doing more events throughout the year. And here recently, we kind of hit our niche on a crawfish ball off, which we call it Freedom Fest, intermingled with Beer Fest that we hold on Memorial Day weekend.
Outstanding. I'm having a moment here because you got my brain spinning. We like to collaboratively work with people, the People's Patriot Project, and we like to mention and make sure Jonathan's down in your space. We robbed him from you. Sorry, not sorry. You should have been a little bit quicker and grabbed him, but now we got him, so it'll work out. He'll be the glue that glues us together when this all works out, is what it'll be. Not a competition. Not how many veterans do you think you've been able to support since you started your organization?
Since 2018, we've raised pretty close to $450,000, and we've pretty much dished out every bit of that money. Right now, we have pretty close to $74,000 in our account. So we don't have any overhead. Our board members are all volunteered. Our bookkeepers volunteered. Nobody associated with the organization takes $1 from the organization. So for every dollar that comes in, directly affects and helps veterans within our area. So to put a number on that, man, it's hundreds.
And that's the crazy piece, because I know that when we get into an event, it's really hard to know how many people you've helped, because I know you do events. You do the crawfish. What is your official title? Crawfish, crawdad, mudbug. What is the real phrase for that?
We just call them crawfish.
Crawfish, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not from there, so we call all of the crazy stuff. So we apologize.
Yeah, you can call them whatever you want. They taste good, so that's all that matters.
We'll get into that in a second here, because it's but you never know the extent of your reach because of the camaraderie that you're building within your organization, within your community, within the people, and you become a mainstay. And I'm probably putting words in your mouth or into the thought, but just like the people that come onto the show as guests and or as just the viewership, It's an amazing group of people. The Crud Singers are here. They're from Texas, Operation Texas Strong. Good to see you guys. It's family. It's building a network of people that care about the people that have signed the dotted line. And I am going to put this out there, even for the South Louisiana Outreach Group, that if you have been affected by them, let them know, because that's actually the fuel that keeps things going. I know how many hours it takes to do this. I know how long, and it pulls you away from your families. It pulls you away from your other lively experience. You're probably in the position where I'm at, where it's just become your life and it's what you live and breathe. And I appreciate that from you guys. But the thing that feeds me is when I get that notice from someone, hey, thank you. Selfishly, I get to listen to Gwinner come on here and say thank you, and shout out to Andrea. Thank you, Kimmer, Gwinner. Thank you for being here always, and just the positivity you bring. But I want to say that to the network of the South Louisiana Veterans Outreach Group. Make sure you're reaching out to these guys and let them know, because sometimes it's hard to know how impactful you're being when you're just enjoying life and everyone's coming together and enjoying the events. And I think it's, I don't know, personally, I think that's important. They probably don't need to hear it, but they need to hear it.
Yeah, and what Brock didn't mention is, we started it because of a veteran suicide, and our kind of primary goal is to prevent that from ever happening in our hometown again. We're from a small little Bayou town where everybody has the same friends. I didn't go to school with a veteran that, took his life, but I have really close friends that were close friends with him. Everybody knows each other. Brock and me have had veterans tell us, like, hey, I was in my tool shed yesterday thinking about killing myself. You guys prevented that. So when we hear those stories, and we do, the veterans that we do help are super thankful. We don't ever, parade them around. We don't broadcast their names. It's not our intention. We're not about that. We're just trying to help veterans to stop themselves from ending their lives. They pretty much everyone that we've ever helped has been very gracious, very thankful that we're there for them. So we do hear it. We don't parade them around. We're not putting them on a stage and saying, look at us, we help these guys. Yeah. We just want to make sure veterans are taken care of.
I appreciate that. And that's in my opinion, the way it should be done. We go with the thing that says our green will go unseen. Will not go unseen, only in the fact that our veterans and first responders don't need to be paraded. Most of them don't even want to be recognized. They want to run into their burning building and save your stuff and save your ass, and then get on with what they got to do next. They don't really care for the recognition, because that's not who they are in their heart and in their mind. But at the same time, we do have, in the veteran world, and it's hard to count it in the first responder world, but in the veteran world, we're losing 6,000 veterans a year for the last 20 years. And that needs to be fixed. We're here for you, brothers and sisters. We had a little pre-show conversation about, when they can't pay their rent, they didn't pre-plan that 3 months ago to say, hey, I'll need help in 3 months. It's today, and they're in crisis now, and they need help now. So I'm saying this for a number of reasons. One is, if you're a veteran organization and group that's out there saying you're helping veterans and first responders, make sure you get your stuff in order. Make sure you're doing what you're saying. And at the end of the day, follow through on that piece. And so that's another piece we talk about regularly. We appreciate you. We got more questions for you here. I'd like to bring in Josh into the conversation here. Josh Garrett, I hear nothing about you when it comes down to Louisiana. Sorry. Haven't heard about you in Minnesota, but we'll get that fixed.
Yeah.
Ever since I was turned on to your music. And so, first of all, one tiny quick question. how do you categorize your music? Go ahead and put that out there.
That's a difficult one. We kind of live in the blues world. You know, we play blues festivals and blues clubs, but you know, the influences are, you know, country, blues, Zydeco, Cajun music. So our sound is going to be, you know, a little bit different than, you know, it's like, say, Chicago blues or, you know, Memphis or something like that, because we grew up listening to different stuff. So we kind of call it now, instead of just, you know, whenever we put out a record, it's you know, sometimes we'll just call it roots music. So that way it kind of encompasses a lot of things, and it's not kind of pigeonholed down into blues. So that's it.
Well, and because that was the piece that so in the world of music, when you say blues, I mean, a lot of people go straight to like Louis Armstrong,
BB King. Yeah,
BB King. And that is not your sound. You are a driving. I'm like, this is red dirt, rock and roll, country, slamming, jamming. Let's get her done. Put a boogie in your woogie and keep moving music. That's a party in every song. And it, I don't know. It was exciting to hear your stuff, and I'm excited to hear it tonight as well. Tell us about your service and what got you to where you're at right now.
Well, I joined the National Guard in '96, and simply just to, you know, get money to go to college. I thought that's what I wanted to do at the time. I was still playing music and everything, but you know, shortly after 2001, 9/11 happened, and that's when, you know, things changed for especially people in the Reserves National Guard. Lots of deployments. So, you know, fast forward to 2004, and we are getting deployed to Baghdad. And then we're going to be, we got attached to 10th Mountain Division, and, you know, we're kind of just doing operations in our little AO with them. And, you know, I had a hell of a deployment. It was OIF 3. So that was 2004, 2005. So things were still kind of, you know, they were still shitty over there. And, you know, that whenever we left, you know, I finished with that deployment. That's when I was ready to hang it up. After that, it's like, it was a turning point in my life. And I was like, you know, from this day forward, my ETS day, I was like, I'm going to do what I want with the rest of my life. And, cause I felt fortunate just to still be around. So, I decided then, I was like, music is not just going to be a pastime now, it's going to be my career. And, I'm glad that I made that decision. It's been a hell of a road, and there's ups and downs financially, emotionally, but, you know, we've gotten to a point, and it's taken, what is that? That's almost 20 years now. Gotten to a point where, you know, we're stable and making records, and we're touring, and we even got to a point where I wanted to slow it down a little bit, because I had my little girl, and she's now 8. So, you know, like going out on the road for, you know, two months at a time, that's not in the cards for me right now. I want to be present for my kid. So now we just do like little mini tours, and then we'll go out for 6 days here or 8 days there, and come back home, and then flip the switches and go back into, you know, dad mode, and play some local shows as well. But you know, whenever she gets to an age where she doesn't want to hang out with dad anymore, I'll go back out and start, you know, touring hard again. But yeah, for now, it's, you know, let's, you know, maybe 1 or 2 little mini tours in a month, and get home and make sure that little girl is taken care of, and do all the fun things that come with that, gymnastics meets, and horseback riding lessons. So it's enjoyable. It's fun.
Dex is one of your crew, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he know what's going on?
Probably not. He's probably lost. He's a Marine.
Did we get the Marine back yet?
He says we need to play or have Josh play at Freedom Fest 2024. Is that?
I penciled this in already. This is what, May 25th?
May 25th.
I got it penciled in. I'm looking at my calendar. It's right in front of me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Look at that.
Okay.
Done.
My favorite song, man, is a damn shame.
Well, I will make sure that is on the set list for that day.
We've got 3 lined up for you tonight. Did Jonathan share with you what songs we have lined up for you?
By me?
Yes.
I sent them to him, so I don't remember what they were. But
Good night, honey, for my queen, and back from Memphis.
Yeah, there you go. I just picked 3 from the last record we put out in 2015 or 16 or something like that.
Which one would you like to start off with?
Let's see. Let's do Back from Memphis. That song about I believe that was Hurricane Gustav, and obviously it was going to be important for us to evacuate and get north, and we decided to go to Memphis. So it's kind of a song about an evacuation for a hurricane.
This is Josh Garrett with Back from Memphis.
Well, I packed a bag for Memphis, 'cause this damned old hurricane, water's rising, people, from the crazy wind and rain, crawling northbound in the southbound lane. Better leave this town, 'cause drowning ain't no game. If I ever get back from Memphis, if I ever get back from Memphis. Well, I packed my bags for Memphis, gridlocked on 61, 16 miles from Natchez. I heard a cough, the gas was done. Now I'm walking, and the sun ain't playing. Hope there's gas, y'all, at the next gas station. If I ever get back from Memphis, if I ever get back from Memphis, oh yes.
That puts a little soul into everything right there, man.
That's a damn good song.
Thank you.
How long did you? Is music something you picked up in high school?
No, I started. I started playing guitar when I was 11 or 12 or something like that. So, I mean, even before high school, I was playing. I mean, it's most of my life that I can remember.
These guitars behind me are just for show, really.
We have a rule, Brock. If there's a guitar in the scene, you have to pick one up and play a song during the show. That's our policy. So
that is a good rule.
All right,
smash them right now.
We won't make you do that. We won't make you do it.
I'm not scared now. You might not like what you hear, but I ain't scared to play. I'm not sounding that good.
Yeah. Do what you do.
I'm more of a campfire player, you know.
My favorites. Absolutely my favorites.
By that time, you're 3 whiskeys in and you sound amazing, so it doesn't matter.
That's it.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
This is. We should have one of those just set up like a screen, put a little fire, and just do the jam. Our favorite experiences when it comes to musicians is after the show when we've done an event and we go back to wherever we're lodging for the night. We always make sure we have a housing big enough for everyone to be in the same space at the same time. Yeah. And everyone pulls out their instrument of choice and just jams. And we absolutely 100% selfishly do that. And it's one of our favorite things to do. We will find a space. Does the South Louisiana Veteran Outreach group know what we're doing, Jonathan?
No, I haven't got a chance to talk to them yet.
Okay.
I definitely want to fill that space in a more personal setting.
It's going to end up being a gang fight, I think, is what's going to happen. All right, guys. Sorry. We would have asked permission earlier, but we didn't know. So we'll get it figured out. Do we want to wait on that, Jonathan, then? Or we just want to throw a band-aid off?
You got to say it now.
Open now. Peaked his
interest. Say it now.
Brock's over here going, go Army. We just need to know.
Yeah. So on March 23rd down in Thibodaux, Louisiana, you'll be able to hear Josh Garrett live with the WeP3
Shock and
Awe Fest.
Nice.
Nice. Well, again, there's a little bit of guilt here because we like to collaborate with everybody. And I think our relationship started after we'd already put the stuff into play. but we want you guys there, and we'll definitely come and visit your guys' Vet Fest for sure.
We'll be
guys,
there, brother. You ain't gotta worry about that.
No hard feelings here.
I don't get crawdads. I don't get them. I don't understand.
Well, first of all, they're not crawdads.
They're small. Nobody would eat them.
Crawfish.
Crawfish. Okay.
People who call them crawdads.
Here we go.
Don't eat them. You know, they're not
Yankees.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, they're Yankee people, man. The people from up north call them crawdads.
Fair enough.
Mud bugs, crawdads. Yeah, we just call them crawfish.
Crayfish. I mean, all of that, dude. That's all nonsense.
Who is that coming from?
I don't know.
From the Yankees. You know, they think it's Southern slang, but it's not.
So I mean, I'll be the first to say I'm uneducated in this space, and I do try to eat your crawfish every chance I get because I like the idea, but the portions aren't big enough. That's the problem.
That's because you're doing
it wrong.
Where you get
doing it wrong?
I'm doing it wrong.
So if you go to a restaurant, right? They serve them by the pound. So I mean, 1, 2, 3 pounds probably at a restaurant, but that's not going to fill your craving. You have the whole experience is the backyard crawfish boil, drinking, having a good time. I mean, you're eating for 5 hours.
Yeah,
All right.
Prepping in the morning, several batches all day long.
All right.
Yeah. And then you can't forget about you're forgetting about the fixings too. We got corn, sausage, mushrooms, any kind of vegetable you want to throw in there. We've thrown pineapples in that thing before.
Yeah.
So you just eat all that continuously throughout the whole day, and you get pretty full real fast.
Well, I mean, there's everything in there that I think I would like. I mean, here's the deal. When I see a lobster, and I know they're kind of in the same family, a crustacean, I'd rather eat a lobster tail than a crawfish tail. But I get the twist and suck and bite and chew, and I get all that, but I just want more.
I guess you just like bland food.
It's all you can eat.
You gotta come here to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be different.
I'm going to have to come there. I guess that's what's going to have to happen. That's
And so where you're at is where you said Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to find any good crawfish there, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay. Fair enough.
They're probably steaming them.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be boiled correctly. They're not going to be.
They throw the dry seasoning on the top.
Yeah.
They're probably doing it all wrong here.
I would put money on it that they're doing it wrong.
All right. Is there like a certain attire you should wear when you're doing this?
Shorts, t-shirt,
shorts.
You gotta wear the Bayou Reeboks.
Okay.
Them white strip
cut off jean shorts.
Jorts.
I like it. I like this. Do I have to have a mullet if I'm eating them?
I mean, it won't help. I mean, it won't hurt. Sleeveless shirt, overalls, whatever you want to wear.
Those big, wide sunglass things I need to have, right? That's
sure.
There's some guy named like Rotten Bread or some guy, that I watch a little every once in a while, and Jonathan gets mad when I even mention him because he says the people from Louisiana are not like that. There's no Waterboy, there's no Bobby Boucher, there's no.
He's talking about the cop. That's State Trooper. What's his name?
Stale Cracker.
Yeah, that.
There you go, Mark. Well, that's your
Hell yeah.
How much? How much?
$30, boy. Cheap Reeboks.
You gotta.
I'm going to do that.
You can wear those around here, and people will not even question it.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Pair of gym shorts and some Reeboks. You good to go?
I just got a little secret message from one of Peterson's good friends who may have grown up down there.
I think that's probably Lee, huh?
He's embarrassed right now. I don't know if he wants to be attached at the moment.
Who?
Oh, no. Why?
Do it.
Jonathan's right.
Is it
I
Stephen
figured
John?
that was Lee.
No.
Lee
Who's from
Williams?
Louisiana? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning. That's why we do this thing. We learn, and there's not a plate of food I've ever pushed away.
There's nothing better than being in the backyard, drinking, boiling anything really. You know, I get so full, I'm hurting myself.
Do you
So,
get full on the potatoes and corn or on the crawfish?
Both.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing.
The
It would
first time
probably,
it's on the potatoes and corn. The second time it's on the crawfish.
yeah, but
It's belly feel, right?
to like for you to peel like 100 crawfish would probably take you an hour. For us to peel 100 crawfish, it's what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, 10
Like
minutes.
we just been doing it our whole lives. We just
You're just here to hurt people's feelings right now. I see.
I mean, we're professional.
Say like if you order 2 pounds in a restaurant, I'm eating 2 pounds in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know,
and you can tell like a real Cajun because they're gonna have heads on one side, they're gonna have the tails on the other side. They're gonna be turning a certain way. People from up north, you little Yankees, y'all just having a big pile and it just looks like a pile of shit. But us, it's like neat little columns, and we're just going to town.
This is exciting,
look, bro.
Exciting.
You come down here, man. We'll learn you something, bro.
We'll fix you. We'll get you right.
Yeah.
I like this because I'm going to invite you guys to Wyoming and you can eat what we eat up there.
You in Wyoming?
Well, that's my home state.
You're not talking about the Rocky Mountain oysters, are you?
Hell yeah.
I've had that.
A lot of people. It's all fun. It's all fun. Tell us. So you gave us the framework of your organization. What is something you're working on right now? What do you want? What's the big piece you're working on?
So, the current moment is, we're buying presents for Christmas for veteran families around our area. So every year we sponsor veteran families and we buy Christmas presents. So I mean, we're buying Xbox Ones, PS5s, Nintendo Switches. We're raising money and we're spending the money that we're buying quality gifts. And basically this is the veterans that we help out throughout the year. We're asking them if they need additional help for Christmas. So we're getting their children's Christmas lists, and we're just buying everything on the Christmas list. There's not necessarily a limit, but there is a limit. That's what we're working on now. Our 5-year goal, or our big goals that we have is, we'd like to have our own building in our area. That a way we can build our own veteran center. Because in our area, we have several different organizations that provide assistance to veterans. And a lot of these organizations are great organizations, but sometimes you find that we overlap in helping the same veteran, or we miss the opportunity to help the veteran. Because some of these organizations are federally funded, some of these organizations are state funded, and we truly miss the opportunity, not because we don't communicate, but it would be nice if a veteran knew, say like in our area, hey, I'm a veteran, I need help. I can go to this one building and I can get all the contacts, I can get all the help that I need, versus going to one organization and kicking the can down the road for 2 weeks, going to another organization, kicking the can down for another week or a couple months even, versus just going to one building, explaining your situation, and then it can get point in the right direction the first time. You can maximize your benefits that these other organizations have.
Agree with everything you're saying. Agree.
So I mean, we're a small organization, right? the way we get money and the way we help is through donation. So without throwing events and without having smaller events and doing the community outreach, we don't have any money coming in. You know, we do get small grants through other organizations, but I mean, we're not federally funded. We're not state funded like these other big organizations. So if we can find that the federally funded organizations can help a veteran instead of us, then we would prefer the federally funded organization help the veteran.
I love hearing that, brother.
Because I mean, they have not necessarily unlimited resources, but I mean, they got a bigger pocketbook than us.
And not to cut you off, Brock, but I think that kind of sets us apart from the federally funded. There's a lot of bureaucracy when it comes to the bigger organizations. When it comes to us, if a veteran walks up to us, he usually has an answer if we're going to help that veteran. And we do our due diligence. We make sure they're veterans. We make sure they have an honorable discharge. We generally lean towards the combat vets, but we've helped other veterans too. But it's an internal group chat that we have. There's 6 of us in there, and we take a vote pretty much an hour after we speak to the veteran. And we know if we're going to be helping that veteran within the hour, within 2 hours. So, a lot of the stress that veterans, have is they'll come to these organizations. It's hard for those guys to ask questions, ask for help even. And then they come and they ask for help, and they don't hear anything for a week or 2 weeks. And the bill needed to be paid 2 days ago. They come to us, they ask us for help. We can generally have an answer or a vote on it within the next hour or so, and then call them up and be like, hey, this is going to get paid tomorrow, or we're going to write a check to the bill or the creditor tomorrow. We're putting it in the mail tomorrow. And that, I can't tell you how much stress that just pulls off their shoulders instantly, versus going to one of the bigger organizations and, having to wait for a week or 2 when he gets permission from his boss, who gets permission from that boss. So I think that kind of sets us aside from a lot of the organizations we have in our hometown. And it's good for us, but it's also bad for us because we're a small organization and we don't have the revenue that the bigger organizations do have.
I love hearing every part of this. And what you guys are doing is a gigantic piece of how we do it with the People's Patriot Project. The one piece that I say, and I need everyone that's listening to this to understand, and again, we're talking to the same people. We're talking to the people that have signed the dotted line. We need to reach into that 90% of our country that have no skin in the game. They're not running in and burning buildings. They never signed the line. We need them to understand that it's our veterans and first responders that gave you. It's our pledge. We know why we get to do this. But the point I also we need to be ready so we don't have to get ready when these veterans, they're in crisis when they call you now, and they don't have do they have time? They do. They're probably overreacting to a situation, but it's a situation that's real to them at that moment in time, and they need the help. My frustrating piece is when they relay back to me is, oh my gosh, you answered the phone. I can't believe you answered the phone. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And I want to know who's not answering the phone because they need to be held accountable. And it's not the time and place during that conversation, but that's one of the things we've prided ourselves is, within 20 minutes, we make sure that we've done the reach back and we've had a verbal conversation. If we can't fix the problem, we put them on the line with the person. It's not hey, email this person or call this person. I'm calling up Jones down in South Carolina or Georgia and saying, hey, I've got this veteran with this issue right now. Can you give us? I call up Derek Iozio down in El Paso and say, hey, we've got someone in your space that needs a hand. Are you capable of doing this? He's on the line with me right now, or she's on the line right now. But I do think, my opinion, the more we can collaborate within each organization and know that we got each other on speed dial, the quicker and faster we can help veterans across the country. It sounds like you've got you use the word niche, in your space, and that's awesome. and we don't want to take away from that. But at the same time, on a national level, people are reaching in. We need to make sure that they have access to the helps they need. People do get frustrated with me sometimes because I make the statement that the resources are there, the help is there. We just have our veterans and first responders so confused about where to get the help. That
is correct.
100%. And you know, it's funny how you say that. Not funny, but you say that you've got a plethora of organizations that you can reach out to. That's kind of how SLVO came to fruition. Is the unit I was in? We have a Facebook page, and it's guys spread out through the whole country. And if somebody was having an issue, you know, they could make a post, and people in that general area would start to mobilize to go find them and get to them. And you know, that's when we had the vet take his life, and SWO came to fruition. I was like, well, it's got Brock, David, and Dex. Like, let's make a Facebook page so veterans in our hometown can reach out. So I really like what you just said there, being able to contact other organizations. That's a hell of an idea.
So George Ratana here was our guest last weekend, and he's watching, and he's got an organization he's running out in California. And it just, let's build this bridge where we just, hey, have first name conversations about people. Our space is pretty amazing right now in Minnesota, not in all areas, but the VA reaches, when it doesn't fit their criteria, they call us up and say, hey, guys, can you take care of this? Yeah. But again, at the same time, you got to remember, it costs us money to do this. One of the last ones was like a $7,000 ask, not throwing anyone's stuff out there, but it's like,
it's a chunk of money.
I don't raise up a $7,000 every day, and every once in a while we do get that Easter egg and help from outside that allows us to do those things. I'm going to tell everyone that's listening, and anyone that hears the podcast later, we, the People's Patriot Project, and the South Louisiana Veterans Outreach does not get to do what we're doing without you guys. We need you. We need to. I'd like to do a Jerry Lewis telethon back, go back in the old days and just do a thing and bring Josh Garrett on and do a live televised huge event, 24 hours where we're just, tell me America's not important. And that's what this is about. This is about the freedoms that everyone gets to have because of the men and women that have done and given you the opportunity to do this. I get on a platform real easy. Sorry, guys. I'm passionate about this. This is important. And we will drive this. We will drive this home. And we will make sure our veterans and first responders get what they need. I know that the conglomeration here is for most part veterans, but roughly 63% of people that are serving in our first responder corps, police, fire, and EMS, corrections, and I'm missing one, guys, dispatch. 63% are former service members, and so it's important. I think it's important. I mean, that's Mr. Garrett.
Yes.
What do you think about these guys?
I think it's awesome. I think it's something that needs to be done for sure. There's a lot of people struggling, and they need it. So I love it.
And we do have this conversation. Not every veteran is out there struggling. At the same time, I'll make this statement. We've got some strong, bold-shouldered men and women here that will carry the load. There's also a handful of veterans. I wouldn't cross the street to give them a hand because of some of the stuff that they do. If you're knocking on the door of every organization asking and having a handout, we got to fix the other problems that exist. And that's a piece of, at some point, we've had frequent flyers, and when we earmark them, it's like, gosh, what did we do? I mean, but
I get what you're saying. So people are like, you have like veterans that are like playing a game, like trying to get funds from several different organizations.
we have a veteran in our space, and Miss Eichmann's going to throw something at me, who has gone through some stuff and may have had an amputation that has nothing to do with his military service, but he exploits it. And it's frustrating for me to see that. We haven't called him out yet. It is what it is, but it's not right. And they're well within their means, and it's frustrating. The other piece that we talked about pre-show, and again, I'm here to tear Band-Aids off. I'm not here to hurt, harm, or hinder anyone. But if you have an organization and you're feeding the people within your organization, that's not necessarily a great feel when I see that as well. And we see that across the board regularly. It's like, stop doing it. If you're involved in a nonprofit and here to help other people, then help the other people. You're not here to gain because you're linked to an organization. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Sorry if that hurts people's feelings.
Me and Brock, Brock's the president, I'm the VP. We've actually went to veterans' homes and, went and had conversations, face-to-face conversation with, hey, we're going to help you, but what can you do to help yourself right now? And we run into the frequent flyers too. We make sure that we're very clear, maybe 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I think we've even went 4 and 5 times, depending on the current situation that they're in and are they taking the steps to get themselves out of that situation? But we've told veterans no. Like, we've looked at their profile, looked at their history. Oh, you served 2 months, then you get dishonorably discharged, and you're begging $3,000 from us. And it's like, that's a chunk of money that we can use to benefit somebody else or pay their mortgage. $3,000, that's almost 2 or 3 mortgage payments for another veteran who's more deserving, who's been in more combat, more firefights, done more for this country than a person that got in and got kicked out for bad behavior.
Right. Right.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said.
Gosh, what a blessing. What a blessing. Mr. Ratana wants to make sure he connects with you guys.
I'm about to forward all that information over to Brock.
All right. Yeah. Great man. Great mission. Works his tail off. I will vouch for this one. There's not many we don't vouch for the record. I want to say that too.
No, with our organization, SLVO, we're not in competition with any other organization here on our area. We want all the other organizations to succeed. Especially the organizations that help veterans. So the VFW, the American Legions around our area. We've gotten asked a lot of times, how are we pulling a crowd? How are we raising this much money? How are we getting this much momentum with a small organization? We don't have a building. We don't have a place where veterans can come to pay a membership, to pay whatever, We have a Facebook page. We communicate through email, through text, phone calls, and we have these events. And again, we're not in competition.
I love it.
We're doing what we're saying we're doing with the money, and we're transparent. Like I told you earlier, we have right at $75,000 in our account. Now, although that might sound like a lot of money, which it is, but to help a whole community, to be honest with you, that's nothing, because that can go very, very quickly if you're helping somebody who's behind on their mortgage, who's behind on their house payment, who's behind on their rent, behind on their vehicle payment, insurance, utilities. It stacks up when you're spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 at a time.
And unfortunately, even in a small community, like the one we're from, there's no shortage of veterans that need assistance or are in a position where they might need assistance from somebody. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
So there's a lot more than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Fortunately for, South Louisiana, we rely, most of our economic income is from the oil field. And guys can get out of high school and go into a job fairly quickly and make a really decent living. But when the oil field shifts or, layoffs happen, those veterans, they maybe not have prepared for it or, just might be in a bind. They can fall back on us. And, what Brock said, we're not in competition with anybody in our hometown because there's the VFW, there's a couple of Marine Corps League, there's a couple of other organizations, but our names are rapidly getting thrown in first because they know if they send them to us, we can get answers to those veterans almost immediately. The bureaucracy goes away when it comes to us because it's a group chat text. Hey, we've got this issue. We need a vote on it. We need 4 yeas or 5 yeas, 3 yeas, whatever, to pass it. And it's usually given an answer within, hours versus days, which is the biggest, I think, saving grace to a lot of veterans out there.
My brain is rolling. We're in trouble.
Hey, we're also not an organization that's going to go door to door and beg and get on our knees and beg for donations or go business to business. Look, if you want to support. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
But our events are to, we want to bridge the gap between veterans and civilians in the community. And we want to bring initiatives to celebrate and support our local veterans. That's what we want to do. Like today, we had a Christmas event. Our Christmas event is a community outreach. It's about putting our name out there saying, hey, we're in the community, we're in the area, we want to help. When we did cookies with Santa Claus today, it's a children's event where children came and took pictures with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. We had the Grinch, and we decorated cookies and we decorated stockings and we did gingerbread houses and stuff like that. You talking about the heart. What's that?
Where y'all at today?
So we did that at the Woodman Life building off of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Huge sponsors of us. They've been with us for a while and good people. Really good people.
Since the beginning. So the lead singer of Showdown, which I was telling you, Rick Price, he's the manager over there at their building. I mean, every event we have, they donate, they volunteer, they help. So I mean, that's another thing about the organization. We're helping the businesses and the people that are supporting us. And we have those businesses that just drop the hat and support us at every event and donate and volunteer. And to me, I think it's unbelievable that, those same businesses, which Gator Coolers is one, Avery's Apiary is another, Brute Force Firearms is another, just to name a few that continuously donate not only their products, but hard-earned money from a small business to support local veterans. And to me, that's just commendable.
That's amazing. And thank you for sharing the names of those businesses. And if you're in that space, make sure you get there and use their services to the most of your ability, because again, these are the people who give back. One of the most frustrating pieces ever was last year we did the WeP3 Nashville takeover. We took 28 veteran musicians down into Nashville, and we played 6 venues in 5 days, just giving them all, the Tin Roof, the Bold Patriot. But we were bringing in gigantic crowds into these venues, and sometimes they were just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And they didn't even – there was one venue, and I won't say their name, but we filled it 2 nights in a row. Filled it. Packed. And
Yeah.
I mean, we got to thank you, but I'm like, we're not going to use you again next year. Sorry. And why? Well, because you didn't invest back. I'm sorry. It's what your product costs 80 cents a glass of making. You're charging up to $12 per glass, and we kept you full all night long. I'm sorry. You made your nut. And these men and women have already paid. I'm sorry.
Brock, I think you forgot to mention what was it, Ida that came through a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hurricane Ida came through, and it was classified as a Category 4, but it was Category 5 basically. It stalled over home in Louisiana. I think one of my buddies who was an officer who stayed behind said we had almost 5,000 power lines destroyed. And, I was in Colorado at the time. I drove home just to go help out. But by the time I got home, SLVO, what was it, the second time we had cooked?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we teamed up with another small little company. It was even before they opened. It was Southern Axe in Houma, Louisiana. But they had started cooking, and it wasn't veteran specific. It was just, hey, we don't have power. We don't have running water. We don't have anything right now. No food's coming in. We're going to pull everything we can out of our freezers and cook for our local community. I think in total, we did 4 or 5 different cookouts, and we fed almost 5,000 people. And, at a certain point, SLVU is designed specifically for veterans, gearing towards those combat veterans. But, in the event, we stepped up and we kind of just started serving our local community. We're a small hometown. The people in our hometown donate to us, and we give that money directly back to veterans. But, we were able to step up and no, we're going to try to feed our community. And I think we made almost in the 5 or 6 days that we fed people, it was 5,000 meals, Brock?
It was pretty close to 5,000. And plus, that's not including the, we had a mini Walmart that we had pallets and pallets of water that was donated.
I love it.
Anything that you needed, we had it. From toilet paper to tarps to chainsaws, gloves,
batteries, toiletries,
batteries,
food, water, anything,
canned food, dry goods, diapers, wipes, baby formula. And we would have a line that would probably be close to 1 mile, 2 miles long, and they didn't even have to get out of their car. They got up. They pulled up. Hey, what else do you need besides food? They named a few things. We'd run inside with a box, pack it up, throw it in their car, and they had hot plate lunches, and we had people donating deer meat and all their food in their freezer. We was asking these people, hey, do you have means to cook? Yeah. Do you eat deer meat? Yeah. Well, here's some deer sausage. Here's backstrap. Here's deer burgers. Here's, everything.
And that's kind of a common thing in South Louisiana when a hurricane comes. If the power's out for a week, you got to cook the food that's in your freezer, or it's going to go bad. So people 100% like, hey, I got 200 pounds of meat. What's up? Here you go. Do something with it. So we had a lot of just people coming out the woodworks, just donating. I think I drove up to, Morgan City to grab 200 pounds of meat from somebody, and then I drove it home. So, yeah.
What a blessing. This is, and again, the collaborative conversation that we're having at this moment, again, could just be enhanced if everyone could just come together. We've been working on a piece like this for a while. What if we had a rapid response team in every state that is a retired veteran who we had trucks that had the means to roll into a space? And I say every state, but Louisiana has how many bordering states? Those trucks end up into Louisiana to help that space. Every truck in the country starts moving to that. This isn't hard stuff.
No, not at all.
It's such an easy concept, but we're so wrapped up. And my frustration is no one cares until they're being affected by the event. oh, I don't worry about this. And then until, oh, I don't care about what's happening in Louisiana at the hurricane until it snows 48 inches up in the mountains and everyone is homebound. And now who's going to come save my ass? Well, sorry. I mean, you got to start reaching out, people. You got to start sharing. I mean, it's common sense. 90% of our country kind of lays their big fat heads on the pillows of freedom, not realizing who is running in the burning buildings, who is holding the hands of the last ones taking their last breath. The men and women in blue who get spat on going and doing their job every day. And then our amazing service members that are, eating their mashed potatoes with sand in it because they're out in the desert and they're just doing the best they can with what they got. This show is going to go all night long. You guys all right with that?
Let me give a quick shout out to Dylan. He's a combat veteran. He was one of the guys that donated his time last week when we were dealing with that Vietnam veteran and the floor issues. He was out there helping lay floors and tear up floors and fix roofs and all.
Thanks for coming and checking us out, Dylan. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your service as well in helping that Vietnam combat veteran who at one point had been shot in the head and is trying to make it through life while his floors are rotting out from underneath him. We appreciate you. I mean, this stuff is important. Josh, we want to get back to you, brother. You've been patient. You've been listening.
I love it, man. Honestly, I love it. I think it's fantastic.
We do this every week. You're welcome to come anytime. You may have to listen to other musicians, though. Is that all right?
I like that, too. Yeah.
I would love to get Dom Kurz hooked up with Mr. Garrett. I think their bluesiness would just knock. It would make the world untilter and make things flow.
Rotating off axis.
Yeah, it would be nuts. It would be nuts. Honey for my queen. Good night. Good night.
Let's do good night. Good night. They're like simple song. Really simple. I mean, I don't even have to set it up. Like the words will explain it. Playing a little bit of slide guitar on it. I believe it's just I haven't heard this record in so long. I mean, we still play these songs live, but I haven't heard the cuts from the studio. I think it's my buddy Clay White from up in Kentucky on harmonica, if I remember correctly. That might be totally wrong, but I think that's right.
All right. This is Good Night, Josh Garrett.
Yep, there we go.
Good night, babe, I gotta go. Good night, babe, I gotta go. Well, I've been thinking about you till the moment I get home. Head back your way when the morning comes. Head back your way when the morning comes. Spent the whole damn night waiting on the sun. Gotta be on my way. When the moon comes up, gotta be on my way. I've been waiting on the break of dawn so I can see your face. Good night, good night. Good night, good night. Good night, good night. Good night, good night. It will be alright. Good night.
That is Josh Garrett with Good Night, Good Night.
Man, that's Monica.
That was song.
Clay White from Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh, how about
That harmonica hits. I like it.
Yeah. That's a Rita's for the cheese box. It's the same thing.
A little glass of bourbon, some crawfish. I'm kind of feeling this thing.
Come on, man.
A great steak, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
A stogie. A little smoky smoke.
Now we talking.
Yeah.
I got
Rocky,
some
you got a
cigars for
special
you.
guest there, brother. You got a special guest. Tell us who he is.
Oh, this is my son.
Come on, brother. Come on.
What's up?
Oh, you got give us a flex real quick.
I'm good. I'm good.
Show
Yeah,
Joy your
you
mother,
good?
bro.
He ain't got no muscles. That's why he don't want to flex.
Go on, bro.
Joy, I think Joy would be jealous from the muscles that I have.
Game on.
Boy,
Game
leave
on.
him little.
I love it.
Little peas
I'm
you
trying
got
to
on
make
your
no
arm.
Marines cry.
Hey, hurt your daddy's feelings. Tell him you want to go to the Marine Corps.
Oh, God.
Your mama would shit a brick.
Smarter than that.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll show you my grades right now, Joy.
What's that? Hey, when you come and skiing with me?
Me?
Yeah, I'd put you on a snowboard, but you're not athletic, so, you know, the skis are easier.
What's next for South Louisiana Veteran Outreach? What's next for you guys?
So here in the beginning of the year, we'll start planning and organizing Freedom Fest, which is going to be May 25th. That's going to be held at Fletcher Community College here in Houma. So we'll start organizing that and trying to get. So the festival is a crawfish boil off. So we have teams that will boil 2 sacks of crawfish in competition for the people who are attending to taste their crawfish and vote for their favorite crawfish. So last year we ended up having 55 balling teams. We boiled pretty close to 6,000 pounds of crawfish, you know, and we had that in conjunction with Beer Fest, which had a lot of distributors all around South Louisiana, and that showcase their craft beer. So you can sample craft beer, pretty much eat all the crawfish you want, listen to live music. We kept the kids entertained. I think we had a mechanical bull. We had 11 inflatables, which was bounce houses, slides, interactive inflatable games, face painting. Man, it's a good event. The picture that you're seeing there is all the veterans that were at the event. So, and man, that's what of course the event is for us to raise money for the year. So we're using that money for the whole entire year. So it costs $30,000 just to put on that event. That's buying the crawfish, the entertainment, the stage, the setup, tents, and all that. And last year it was a total of $65,000 that we brought in, which gave us a profit of $35,000 to the organization. That's our operating money. So that'll be that's next for us is getting into the planning phase of that, and hopefully it's another successful event as it was last year.
We'll make sure that we get all the details, and we'll promote this as much as we can from Minnesota and across the networks. The great thing about, because of the show, we've been able to connect with organizations from all over the country, and the majority of them all like to support. I mean, that's the tough part when we sit down at the end of the week and month and say, hey, how many events are we going to go to this month? We'd love to come down and live stream your event as a whole.
That'd be awesome.
Doing and take care of that. This isn't, we'd like to figure out a way to get that paid. So, we don't have to have that conversation with you guys because you're trying to raise your funds for your stuff. But we'd like to be where we're traveling everywhere across the country, making sure that we're letting people know and see, because that's the piece that's missing.
So at the event, you also get to see Mr. Josh Garrett live now.
Right. Yeah. Well, you guys come see him first in March 23rd. And then
look, Brock left us too. Y'all heard his feeling.
He's there someplace. He'll come.
He probably just totally wanted to join the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
No,
I had a phone call that did it. Sorry. No, you're good. No, so exciting. So exciting. I'm having one of my brain moments. It's where do we go next?
So having events like Freedom Fest, again, that's part of one of our initiatives in our services that we provide, community outreach and education. So like I said, we want to bridge that gap between the civilian and veteran world, and we want our local civilians to support our local veterans. In the businesses that support our organization, we want to show them where that money is going. While we don't parade and, we're not looking for the pat on the back. We're not looking for the, hey, I'm helping this veteran pay off pay for his utilities or his rent or his whatever it is. We're not doing that. All of this is all anonymous. We're getting very personal with these veterans, and we're really trying to understand their situation. So having events like that is an opportunity for us to get the community involved, and the veterans who want to show up and support. It gives them an opportunity to show face.
100%. Well, we run into this every once in a while where we help a veteran out. We don't share who the veteran is, but we lay the claim out to, hey, we help the veteran in this way. And every once in a while, we get a little pushback saying, oh, why you got to make it about you? And I'm like, here's the deal, folks. We don't make it about us. We don't want it to be about us. We don't even want to be the face of this thing. But the reality is, if we don't see what goodness is happening in our communities, in our country, then there's no catalyst to continue that mission. No one else is doing it. And our news isn't showing that. Our news is showing all the other crap that we don't even need to see. The negativity, the derogatory, the tear things down pieces. Let's see the positive. Let's see the mission for what it is. Let's people take care of people. I liked earlier the fact that you said, when it came down to the mission, it wasn't. How awesome is that? Yes, our focus is veterans and first responders up front, but if anyone came and knocked on our doors, we'd give them a hand because that's what we do. That's what I can tell. There's a huge parallel between your organization and our organization, and so.
Well, at the end of the day, I've had, from my unit I was in the Marine Corps with, I've had 9 guys either, and I think 5 of them in the last couple of years die of self-inflicted suicide or OD. And we started this organization to stop veterans from ending their lives. That's the primary goal for us. And, veterans, they will pull out their teeth before they come to us and ask for help. And when they get to the point where they're like, hey, I need help, it's not, hey, we got to put these guys on a parade or a bandstand and show them like, hey, we gave this guy this much money to help him pay his mortgage. Praise us. That's not what we're intended to do. Yeah, it sucks that we have to like, hey, we gave this much money to these many veterans. We don't like doing it, but we have to do it to acknowledge the fact that we are using people that donate their money to us. We're using it wisely, but one thing we'll never do, and we're never going to do, is, acknowledge the veterans that we do help. We're not going to parade them around stage because it takes everything from them, almost every ounce of courage to ask, I need help. And that's the hardest thing for a lot of these veterans to do. And the biggest thing for us is that we got you. We got you. We're not going to tell anybody about it. We're just going to help you. And we're going to tell people that we did help you, but we're not going to say your name. We're not going to tell them what we did for you. We will never say anything that's going to personally identify you. And veterans that have seen us do that to other veterans, it's opened them up to come to us and be like, hey, I need help too.
100%.
Like, I saw you do this for this guy. I need you to do this for me. And, like I said earlier, we'll vet them. We'll make sure that they need the help. And if we feel that, hey, you deserve it, we're going to help you out.
100%. Agree with everything. We do give an opportunity for a testimony without identifying. And some want to, some don't. And it's never a pressure piece. It's like, but so for our show, we do have people come on and they talk about stuff that's hard for them. And that's fully 100% their choice. People who have dealt, again, we said it earlier, military sexual trauma, alcoholism, drug addictions, you name it. If they want to come and talk about it, we give them that opportunity, but then we do the continued support for them. And it's I don't know, we're all big boys and big girls. I think we know how to do this and making sure that the integrity and people's person stays intact. Gosh. Lots of comments coming in tonight. Lots of people inspired. Jeremy Daniels, good to see. Absolutely no pony shows. That's not what this is about. It's about making a difference. And ultimately, every week we do a call to action. One is, what are you doing? And if you're not doing anything, you're part of the problem. Bottom line. If you want to have that conversation, let's talk. Let's talk. If that offends you, let's talk. Our bigger piece is all of us have one of these, and don't take this lightly. I know some people come on and want to do push-ups. Some people want to go on a ruck march. This is my promise. If you take this phone and take that the 12 seconds it takes to text, I was thinking about you, to one of your peers in your contact list. Just say, I was thinking about you. Sorry, not sorry. It might stir a conversation. It might they might brush you off, whatever. Then that might make you think, well, maybe I need to resurrect or build that relationship. We ask you to do it by a 6-pack. Do 6 people in your contact list. Again, yes, we are veteran and first responder forward, but at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt any of us to acknowledge that we've got people in our lives, people who've got us where we're at. I do ask you to take one of those people in that conversation, one of the people that's a relationship that might have been broken somewhere along the line. This is the tough ask. I do that because I had a brother that he was the best man in my wedding. And I literally watched him drink himself to death because I was too uppity to have the real conversation with him. And we had a little falling out, and it was what it was. I get to live with that forever, and that's fine. I'm big enough to know where I messed up, and I don't, it's not something I sleep on. But at the end of the day, have that hard conversation, because it's not worth the tomorrow that you don't get to have the conversation. Reach out to 6 people. 6 takes probably a minute total. You can cut and paste the was thinking about you. Give it a shot.
That's awesome. I really like that.
Thank you. We do it every weekend. We call it the wave, actually, because all of us together are a drop in the bucket, but together we're an ocean. And again, if everyone reached out to 6 people, I think we could make a difference in this. I really do.
Thanks, Mom.
Mr. Garrett, one more song.
Hell yeah.
We got
Honey for My Queen.
Honey for My Queen.
Yeah. That's the title track off the Honey for My Queen record. So I don't know, spin it. I mean, it was about my wife at the time, and obviously there's some innuendo there. Honey for My Queen, but yeah. Spin it.
We'll see where this goes then. We'll see where this goes. Honey for My Queen, Mr. Josh Garrett.
1, 2, 3.
We'd make it through the mess, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel, oh yes. Run down and ragged, broken and haggard, but I'll never give up on you and me. Left of me, I may have lost my sting, but I got honey for my queen.
That is Honey for My Queen by Josh Garrett.
That was awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Hadn't heard that in a while.
Great song.
Wow. Wow. What a night. What a blessing. Thank you all for coming on tonight. I'm going to get in trouble because we did one of our infamous 2-hour shows, and loves doing that. Another special guest in Brock's world.
So I got 5 kids over here at my house. So
and it's a princess.
I can bring you all the special guests you need.
That's 5 of 17. He's got 17 kids. He's just not telling you.
Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
Sounds like we got next month booked already.
Yeah, filled.
Let's bring it to a close. And normally we give everyone a minute to speak about their final thoughts. I don't want to put a timeline on it. So, but Jonathan usually starts. We'll kind of round circle this. Jonathan, final thoughts, brother.
I know sometimes, most of the time, we can be our own toughest critics. Undervalue ourselves in most situations, but just know wherever you're at in life right now, whatever you got going on and however you feel, that there is some part of you, there is something in you that is there, and it's there for someone else, and you need to be here to make sure that you get it. You're bigger than you think. You're better than you think. And you can be the reason that somebody else sees tomorrow.
Good words, brother.
Brock. Nice.
Brock, your turn, bro.
All right. I think so South Louisiana Veteran Outreach, we're dedicated to providing essential financial support and assistance to veterans who have selflessly served our nation. We strive to empower and uplift veterans by alleviating their financial burdens, enabling them to lead fulfilling lives, dignified lives through strategic partnerships that we have in our community. Our outreach program through the community and resourceful initiatives, we aim to bridge the gap between the civilian life and the veterans in our area, ensuring that they receive the support that they deserve. Our mission through the organization is to honor their sacrifices by offering a helping hand, fostering their successful reintegration into their civilian identity and into their civilian life. And we can make a meaningful impact and inspire a brighter future for our veterans in our community.
Good words, brother. Mr. Garrett.
Man, I just want to say I love what y'all are doing. I know that when I get to help out, it makes me feel good. So anything you guys need for this festival, make sure you call me. I'll be there to make some noise, but anything else you need, let me know. And yeah, I can boil some crawfish too. So
you're a blessing, brother. We'll get you up on WeP3 Radio. Make sure everyone tunes in. Simple as going to Google and saying WeP3 Radio, and you'll hear just veterans and first responders who have given us our opportunities.
Yeah,
Jory.
I need links to share too, man, to all that stuff. So we can make sure all of our people are going to it as well.
We'll get you to it, brother.
Absolutely.
Jory, your turn.
I think Brock has said it enough for SLVO. Cannot be happy enough that I'm part of the nonprofit that we started. It's done more than I ever thought we could. Just a little phrase I always live by. Winston Churchill said it: "If you're going through hell, keep going." if things in your life are tough, just keep walking, guys. It'll get through it. You take one step and then you take the next step and then you take 5 more. If it takes you to get through it, you'll get past it. And there's a lot of veterans that just take those 2 steps and they just give up. And they're like, hey, this is not for me. I'm out. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of veterans to that strife. Guys, keep walking. You'll get through it. You'll see the sunshine at the end of the tunnel.
Miss Eichmann.
Yeah, I want to just touch on all of the crossover, the crisscross that we have. When Brock was talking earlier about supporting the littlest things, and we always kind of stand on that foundation as well. Sometimes you just need to listen. Sometimes it's a cup of coffee on a bad day. They can be some real minimal things that help people stick around longer. And so we talk about just we call it lighten the load, but anything from helping you go see a loved one, a flight. It's a little more spendy these days. For a long time there, we were sending people quite a bit, but getting you to see your loved ones, getting to see them in person, helping you get your feet back on the ground, and that brings you to the community that's healthier, safer. It makes for a much better outreach and stretch across. We've found so many people that we've helped want to come back and help after they feel better about themselves as well. And so that's the whole circle of things. And occasionally, yeah, we catch people that haven't served and they need the help as well. And thank you for coming on tonight and sharing all those points, because that is an amazing foundation. Hands held together, unbreakable bridge, unbreakable rope. Jonathan, your words. Thanks again. I can't follow those, but I would like to make sure everybody shares your words.
It's other organizations have made this statement, so I don't want to take ownership of it, but it's locking shields. It's putting that piece together where we're all working functionally together. We're never going to push anyone out. We're going to ask you to come along, be part of the tip of the spear, and let's get into this thing. Real quick, we got Christmas. We do have our Christmas ornament for the People's Patriot Project. You can get that ornament with the idea of memorializing someone who has served. You can get that ornament with the idea of someone and honoring someone that's serving, or you can just help an organization do our mission and making sure that we have our boots on the ground and in the middle of the storm, which we have no problem doing that on a daily. We appreciate it. If the guests want to stay around for a little bit after the running of it's not credits, but our closer, please, if you got to go, we get it. You've given us more than the hour of the time you committed to, and we appreciate you. It's a twofer, I guess, today. You gave us 2 hours for one, and we appreciate it. Our show doesn't happen without you, and our show doesn't happen without the people that come and watch it. We appreciate all of you. Patriot Pride. Come check us out tomorrow at 4:30, where we share the mission of the People's Patriot Project, and just continue to lift each other up. Patriot Pride.
Thanks for having me.